So, first of all, let me just tell you something. I had to wait a couple of minutes because the bitch had to catch her breath, all right? I had to walk up some steps, you know what I'm saying? Like some flights of steps because my boss was by the elevator. I ain't had time to wait or whatever. You know, she was going to ask me questions or whatever. But let me just get up into this, okay? I am mentally drained at this point, okay? Listen. I have never watched something that drained my whole soul and spirit as much as this show has, okay? Bitch, I thought Malcolm and Marie was some shit, okay? Because all they did was argue with one another, and that shit drained the fuck out of me. But bitch, this one took the cake, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't see the title, bitch, it's them, okay? On Amazon Prime, if you got it, that's where it's at. It's 10 episodes, varying in length of between 45 and 35 minutes, okay? That's the, what it consists of. It was created and written by Little Marvin. Never really, I think I've heard of him before. It sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've ever seen any of his things, okay? And truth be told, I I don't want to put a black man down or whatever and not say that I would never watch anything else that he put out, because maybe he'll do something different. I don't know what the angle was with this, okay? Lena Waithe was one of the executive producers on here, so I'm not gonna cut into her ass too much because she didn't write the stuff, but she helped on the project. She put her name on this shit, executive produced this shit, okay? But girl, I'm just give us the shot, okay? Give us the shot, give us 20s. That's all that I'm looking forward to. And I'm just make sure the Chi is really, really good this season, because it looked good from the trailer that I saw. And, give us a little trailer for 20s. And if that is good, I'm going to wipe all of this out, okay? I'm going to absolve you from all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go there, okay? So, first of all, we're about to get into it. If you have not seen them, if you want to hear spoilers, you can keep on watching. If you have not seen them and you don't want to hear spoilers, click the fuck off, okay? I'm giving you a chance. Don't get in the comments bitching and moaning about, oh, you spoiled this. Bitch, I just said it. I just gave you a warning, okay? 10 episodes, all right? So basically, when we first heard of them, I should have known it was going to be some shit, all right? I knew something was going to be some mess when I saw the trailer. And everybody was up in arms about the trailer because the trailer was given very much Get Out / Us, Jordan Peele-esque type of, imagery and cinematography, which I will say the only good thing that I can say, like one of the few good things that I can say about this show, the acting was great. The acting was great. The cinematography was great. All of that was great. The storyline, the plot, the anthology, all of that shit just, okay? Black trauma. I'm just bullshit, bitch. I'm tired of it, okay? I'm tired of it. Can we have a horror show without black fucking trauma? And that's been the issue, okay? Black trauma, black pain. We can have black people doing horror and shit, running from a killer or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And doing some sci-fi type shit, some fantasy type shit. We can do all that without having to evoke racism and invoke, all the pain that we suffered from history on, you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what this show did. And I am over it. It also gave you kind of like the Lovecraft tease, you know what I'm saying? Lovecraft Country tease as well. So I was like, we already seen this. You finna put all of this shit together, and sure fucking enough, that's exactly what they did. And then some, bitch. I said, girl, give us a goddamn break. I said, Lil Marvin, bitch, you need your little ass whooped, okay? You need your little ass whooped, bitch. That's why you can't be Big Marvin, because you up here doing dumb shit like this, all right? Now, I'm not going to, let me calm down. The show wasn't that bad. It's just that it was too much. It was too much, and we didn't need that, okay? Given the state of what is going on, we are living in a time where it is 2021, and we as black folks, we still have to deal with racism, okay? It may not be as blatant as it was in this show, but bitch, we gotta deal with that shit still. You know what I'm saying? My hair is flake. I need to go wash this shit. But anyway, we still dealing with the stuff. We got another young boy that just got killed by a cop. We got mass shootings and all this. Girl, don't nobody want to hear and see all that displayed again. Okay, we already dealing with the coronavirus being shown in our in our TV shows and reality shows and stuff like that. Give us something that's gonna take us away from all of that and let us escape. Nah, y'all give us this bullshit that's triggering and trauma filled. Okay, girl, we get into the show. It's about a black couple and their two daughters. You know, Ruby, is it Ruby Rose or Ruby Lee and Gracie May? Girl, Ruby and Gracie, bitch. And Lucky is the mama, Henry is the daddy, the Emerys, okay? You know, they coming from North Carolina, coming up and over from North Carolina to California. And they end up in Compton, West Compton, I believe it is, you know. And this is where white folks, if you don't know your little history lessons, because I look at a lot of documentaries and stuff like that, plus they gave a little lesson in the beginning, you know, Compton and places like that, it was full of white people first, okay? And then the niggas started coming in and, you know, white flight, you know what I'm saying? That's what happened, all right? That's what happened in a lot of these neighborhoods. And that's was one of the things with the white neighbors, especially the main one, Betty, you know, she didn't want these black folks coming in, you know, fucking up the neighborhood, putting the property values down. We've heard this over and over again, okay? So they come in, he got a job at a plant, and, you know, it's so overtly racist. And it's just, oh my God, it was just so much, okay? Like, we know this shit goes on. We knew this shit went on. When he went to the plant, to talk about his job, the lady was like, you know, couldn't even let him finish. The little secretary lady, he asking questions about where it's at or trying to, you know, Mr. Stewart or whoever, and she like, the kitchen is that way, automatically either thinking that he's the help. No, he's a fucking engineer, and she had to shut her mouth with an attitude, okay? Girl, when they moved up into the neighborhood, all the whites looking at them crazy. The ladies ain't got shit else to do. Okay, bitch ain't got shit else to do. I'm sitting here like, so this is what y'all do? I said it must have really sucked to be a housewife back in the 1950s because y'all look bored. Y'all look bored to the point that y'all had to come outside, get all together, sit in front of these black folks' house, and play racist ass music. Talking about something, go back to the jungle is where I love, and all that stuff, and bingo, bingo, bongo. I said, bitch, what? Now let me tell you something. That shit won't fly today, okay? Because, girl, you would have got your ass the fuck beat, okay? It took 6 episodes. It took 6 fucking episodes for Lucky to come out there and slap the shit out of goddamn Betty. That was the best part. Well, that was the best part. And then the second best was when that bitch got shot. Okay? That was the second best. Okay? Bitch, let me tell you something. I'm just sitting here watching it and I'm just like, what is going on? Why? The girls go to school, you know, you got little Gracie Lee or Gracie, whatever. She, you know, waiting to go to school. She got this book and this character, Miss Vera, whatever, you know, she keeps on seeing this demonic character, whatever, and it's making her do things. And at one point, the little girl got choked by her. You know, it's like they get into this house and they seeing all this demonic stuff. And as you get far along into the show, when you get to the second half, after the 5th episode, you're sitting here like, so did this happen, or is this really happening, or is this, you know, the lady is Lucky crazy, is the kids crazy, like, are they imagining stuff? Like, each person is going through their own thing. You got the little girl with Miss Vera, okay, and, you know, she dealing with that. Then you got the other little girl, Ruby. She going to school, this all white school. She's black. This is in the 1950s, mind you, okay, and I was like, school was integrated back then in California like that? Girl, I didn't know that, okay? I gotta look some shit up. Girl, it made me feel a little bit stupid. I said, let me see if this shit is accurate, okay? I said, when did Ruby Bridges come in and integrate the schools, okay? Maybe I got that wrong. But, bitch, anyway, so that happened. Mama up in there finna answer a question, and it was supposed to be Emily Dickinson or whatever. The classroom was making monkey noises when she started talking. Okay, she tried to keep it together. She tried to keep it together, bitch, but she had to let them tears flow because she was embarrassed, she was humiliated, you know, she was scared and all of that stuff. Understandable. The teacher ain't gonna come to her defense. The teacher told her to go to goddamn detention for causing a class disruption. I said, bitch, what? Are you serious? That's stupid. But it's racism. So basically, the whole thing, and I can sum this whole goddamn show up to moral of the goddamn show is, White people are crazy. White people can't be trusted. And most of them bitches is racist. Okay? That's what they was trying to tell us in this show. That's all that I got out of this show. Okay? Fuck all that supernatural shit. You ain't even have to put that supernatural shit up in there. Bitch, that's all that y'all was trying to tell us. Okay? And I'm sitting here like, most of us know this shit already, but okay, you know. I'm just saying, you know, no offense, but we've seen this in our own lives, you know. But okay, cool, fine, whatever. Let's just go on here with it. Miss Ruby had issues, you know. She's seeing the little dead girl. At one point, it's this little white girl that's all of a sudden talking about some, you're the prettiest colored girl I ever seen. I said, bitch, she said you're pretty for a colored girl. I said, hold up. And Ruby eating the shit up. She didn't know whether to be offended or to like the shit, but she really liked it. And I was just sitting here like, Ruby girl, Ruby don't want to be like her mama because some shit happened with the mama, right? Next thing you know, she playing about getting on the cheerleading team. And then that's when we find out that this girl ain't real. She's a demon or whatever. Ruby is the only one that's seeing this little girl. And then, you know, she want to be white. She trying to assimilate. She wants to assimilate. And that is an issue that happens, whatever, in some, you know, black communities or whatever. Some black people, some black especially ones of darker skin, because of the ridicule and the injustices that they face, especially within our own community and outside the community or whatever. They probably want to assimilate, probably have those thoughts of, you know, lightening their skins and stuff like that. So of course colorism, all that shit get thrown in there, you know. At one point she do turn white, her hands do, but her hair and her face is the same, but her eyes turn blue. And then, you know, she realized that no, this ain't really happening. So she get a pan to get the jar of fucking, the can of fucking white paint, and paint her whole body and go to the bonfire where everybody else at in the school, and they looking at her like her ass is crazy, because at this point she don't know what reality is. Okay? And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? You know, this is crazy. What? This is doing too much. It reminded me of that scene in Ma with Octavia Spencer, when she painted the black boy white. That shit was funny, because she said it could only be one. It could only be one of us, because it was only one of us back then, so therefore you have to come white. Bitch, that shit was funny. If you ain't never seen Ma, watch that shit. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. And then, you know, that happened. And then the daddy is dealing with, you know, the boss, his boss, who always play an asshole in just about everything that I seen him in. You know, he didn't tell his boss that he hired a black engineer. You know, he's trying to make it in the world, but yet he got this tap dancing nigga that's like a Sambo nigga with blackface and all this stuff, and at the end we revealed that it was a white man that was playing him, whatever. That's supposed to be his subconscious, I guess, you know, trying to let him know that, bitch, I see you trying to get to where you trying to get to and make it seem like you're a little bit better, and you ain't, you know, the typical nigga that these white folks think you are, but in real life that's really what you are. You know, deep down you kind of feel that's what you are, and you trying to escape it or whatever. That's what I feel that they was trying to get at. But the most heartbreaking part was with the mother, Lucky. So we get to the mama Lucky. I'm sorry, I had to stop because, girl, the janitor, like, he came into the room. Let me tell you what this bitch did. He came into my goddamn workstation. He came into the break room, and then I had left, right? And he's supposed to be up in there cleaning up. Now, see, we ain't never seen this motherfucker before. And then I come back up from being on the desk. Why is my computer moved or whatever? So I turned it on. This bitch was on there looking up tools and shit, leaf blowers and shit. I said, oh, no, you didn't. I had to sanitize my station. I said, we don't do that shit. Bitch, what the fuck? You know, anyway, episode 1 through 4 was okay, all right? I mean, it had its jump scares here, whatever, but I wasn't scared. I was just annoyed, and I was like, what is this shit? You know, I was annoyed by the overt racism. I was annoyed by Betty's ass, you know, and, bitch, we'll get on Betty in a minute. Lucky, the wife, she went through some shit that I did not need to know, and this is how I knew shit was finna get rough from here on out. Because on episode 5, 1 through 4, we did not get no warning. On episode 5, they started that shit off with a warning and said it was gonna be some, you know, sexual violence type of situation and violence against kids. I said, wait a minute, what? What you talking about? Baby, the first episode started off with Lucky in her house in North Carolina, and you didn't realize that that was her until, you know, you get to episode 5 and you make the connection because she was feeding some peaches to her little baby boy Chester, and then this white lady come out there, you know, playing with the dog, singing this racist ass song or whatever, talking about something, let me get your baby and all this stuff or whatever. I said, bitch, what? She runs into the house, and then it goes into the future of them moving up into California and all that shit. Episode 5 goes back to that, continues that. Basically wound up happening is that bitch had brought 3 other niggas up in there. I mean, white hick ass people. No offense, but that's what they called them, okay? I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that, but that's what they were. They were trash, all right? They came hillbilly hits and everything. They came up in there, trapped her in her own house while her husband took the girls to the movies. And that came into play at the end in the last episode when he was trying to find the girls and he was getting revenge on the motherfuckers that did what they did to him. And he realized that he couldn't, he felt guilty because he wasn't there to protect his girls, his son and his wife, okay? Because he had took the girls to this movie, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, they sexually assaulted her. I don't want to say the R word, but that's what they did, okay? And then they put the baby in, trigger warning, they put the baby in a bag. They put the baby in a bag, and they was playing hot potato with the baby. And they was calling it cat in the bag, cat in the bag, cat in the bag. Until the baby died. And then she was twirling it around like this. Bitch! I said, oh my God, why did y'all do this? And it's not the fact that they did it, it's the fact that it went on. They showed it as long as they did. Bitch, y'all could have implied that something happened. Y'all could have implied this, implied that. Truth be told, we didn't need to see that. Truth be told, you could have just told us that that happened, and that's the reason why they left. That's the main reason why they left North Carolina, because of all of that shit, bitch. I said, oh my God, you know. I said, did we fucking need? I said, I was about to clock out right then and there. I was about to clock the fuck out, but I said, Ashley, go ahead and finish this shit. Go ahead and finish this shit. You started it, finish this shit. Because, bitch, when I tell you, I was about to say, nope, right then and there. I said, why did y'all put that in there? Lil Marvin, who the fuck? And then y'all got white people. First of all, bitch, who the fuck was this shit catering to? Okay? Because it was white people writing on this shit too. All right? And I'm just sitting here like, you writing Black Pain? Bitch, what you know about it? What you know about it? Girl, I didn't like that shit because I had to do my research and look up this stuff or whatever, looked up articles and all that shit, and I was just like, no, okay? And I'm trying to give an objective, you know, unbiased type of view. This is my honest opinion. It could have, like, it just was all over the place for me, okay? That part, I said we didn't really need that. We didn't really need to see shit like that because we knew shit like that happened, but baby, to throw it up in our face, it was just a lot. It was just a lot. I mean, thank you for the trigger warning, but bitch, you could have kept that shit out. Okay? And it was like from then on, they kept on giving warnings that violence was about to happen. You know, we get Betty. She like the queen bee of the block, trying to get everybody up to come together and get these black folks out. You know, she called, bitch, when she called Lucky a nigger with an ER, she said, you niggers. Okay? Bitch, at that point, when Lucky finally had it up to here with her shit, and she came up there and she slapped the dog shit out of her, and little Gracie was like, that's right, mommy. We beat their asses, okay? I said, I know that's the fuck right, bitch. That made me happy. That made me happy. But anyway, I'm sitting here like, this girl, she is getting on my nerves. She was acting like she, you know, was just so put together. She the queen bee of everything. She ruled the girls. What she say goes. We got to get them out. And I didn't understand why their presence was bothering them so bad, okay? They were not doing anything. And then she up here fantasizing about being with the goddamn milkman, played by Jason from True Blood. Go back and see who I'm talking about. Baby, he did not age well, okay? Come to find out, you know, after the girl done slapped her, she done lost her shit, okay? She done lost her shit, went to the milkman, and they had at one point was talking about some things that he could have did for her, you know, to take them out or whatever. Bitch, she went over there, wound up getting drugged by him and being put and held hostage in an underground bunker, okay? Girl, and then tried to escape by stabbing him in the neck. I said, bitch, you stab and then you twist, bitch. You stab, twist, and break that bitch off in there. Dig it up in that motherfucker. Dig it. And she didn't do that. She went like this. Oh. And he was like, you know, if it's meant for us to be together, it's meant for us to be together. If it's not, then I guess you can go. I said, what? And he walked the fuck up out. He walked out, let that bitch down there, okay? And then at one particular point, she was down there for a minute and she decided, let me go ahead and see if I can get up out of here. She went on ahead and got up out of that bitch and thought that she was free, okay? She running through the pastures, running through the fields. Oh my God, freedom, freedom. I taste it, I see it, I want it. Pow! I said, oh shit, bitch, what just happened? That motherfucker shot her ass. I said, girl, what was the point? What was the point? It reminded me of the show Big Sky when he got stabbed in the neck and he came back. Girl, speaking of, Big Sky comes on tomorrow. I can't wait. Anyway, girl, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Mind you, her disappearance, because she was pissed off that the girl didn't get a one up over her and slapped her ass. She went in the house and ransacked it and took her car and keys. So now the other neighbors, the other men on the block, thinking that Henry, the black man, was the one that actually took her, which was not the case, okay? Which was not the case. So this gives him all the more reason to go over there to attack Henry, which they did in front of his kids or whatever. And Lil Ruby, when they was trying to string him up, okay, Lil Ruby came in and took an axe to one of their backs, okay? And then, you know, Henry beat the fuck about the other one, the main ringleader, had him outside, shot him, and then, you know, at one point, let me tell you something. It was some little juicy shits that did happen though, okay? Because this was happening back then too. You know, Betty ain't happy up in her family, okay? And, you know, she goes back to her, she at one point was thinking about moving because she didn't want to, but one of her friends was about to, and because the husband got a new job or whatever. And so, because her whole thing is, we trying to keep this thing white. That's what we trying to keep it do, you know? She go to her daddy house. Her daddy rich. You know, the mama was like, bitch, why the fuck you come back? You know, da-da-da-da-da. She trying to get some money out of him, get a loan or whatever, and so that they can move. So at this point, you know, the dad was like, I'm really glad. She was like, I'm really glad to see you, Dad. And I was like, okay. And he was like, you know what? Maybe you should stay. It's too late for you to drive back, you know, too long of a drive. You should stay. I'll go draw you a bath. In that whole interaction, I got real uneasy. I was like, what the fuck? And then they go upstairs. The dad is literally drawing her a bath, and it looked like he was about to start undressing himself. And she took her shoes off, sitting on the bed and everything. And I'm sitting here like, you was fucking your dad? Am I the only one that got that? Or that's what they was trying to put out there? Also, the husband that she was with, you know, because she ain't got no kids yet. And I think the mama did ask when we gonna have some kids. She ain't got no kids yet. The husband is gay. Okay, because the cop had said, you know, when your wife went missing or whatever, I did hear about something, people saying that they saw you come out of a bar, you know, in a part of town where you're not supposed to be at, okay? And he was like, I mean, I probably was a mistake or whatever, it probably wasn't me. And he was like, I mean, them bars can all look the same or whatever, so it probably was an honest mistake. And then later, in the last episode, dude that got shot by Henry, he said, called him the F word, you know, meaning gay, the slur. And that man pissed him off by saying that, and he stomped the fuck out of his leg. I said, oh my God, did we need to see that? Did we need to see that? And then they throw in episode 8, before all this happened, they throw in, just like in episode 5, we get a background on Lucky and the reason why they came from North Carolina to California. And then we get the background as to what's going on, because Lucky was being haunted because at one point they put her in a mental institute because she had this box and it had Chester, CE for Chester Emery, her boy. And I'm thinking like it's memorabilia or something like that. Baby, it's the baby's bones. It's the skeleton of the baby. I said, what the fuck? So now they trying to make it seem like she actually killed the baby, but she didn't. So they put her in the mental institute and basically, you know, was trying to give her a lobotomy, basically, okay? And she got the fuck up out of there, fuck that white bitch up, all right? And throughout the episode, she was talking to other black women or whatever. We saw Anika Noni Rose, you know, and showing what the being there in these white spaces was doing to them, playing with their minds and stuff, and making Lucky think that she killed her husband, or had a fucked up her husband and killed her sons. And then she went to talk to this other lady that was in the psych ward, Arnett Beaumont. And mind you, she was on being Mary Jane. She was Mary Jane's friend, the one who committed suicide, who was in love with her man, who was in love with the same man that Mary Jane wanted. Okay, girl, yes, and she went crazy too, and she had killed her people, and she was like, this shit gonna make you go crazy. Come to fucking find out, in episode 8, they did a goddamn research on it, that a backstory about these white folks. They seem somewhat like Amish or whatever. This man, he lost his way because he lost his son, but then all of a sudden God was speaking to him, and these black people, this black couple come, and they was on their way to California, and they needed help. The wagon needed to be fixed, and they said they'll fix it, but they was being very racist towards them. They needed some water. He figured out where to drill at to get the water, and so of course those white men were threatened and feeling some type of way that this black man came through and solved the problem. The women were threatened at the fact that this black woman could sew and do all this other stuff, so they was being racist and wound up killing them. Before that, they blinded them. And I was just like, what the fuck? And basically said that we're gonna hunt this land and it's gonna keep it white because that's what God said. Using religion to be racist. Girl, I'm tired of this. It was stupid in the way that it ended. Lucky came downstairs in the basement and talked to this man's ghost. His name was Epps. And basically said, fuck you, bitch. We are not going nowhere. And they came and stood outside, and that was it. I ain't like the show. I ain't like it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't nothing that I would have watched it because it was a black family. That's what I would have watched it for. But I didn't expect it to go this way, and I don't know what I expected, but I just didn't like all that black's trauma, and I know that's what everybody been saying, but it was just a lot. It was just a lot. I mean, you can watch it at your own risk, but I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm not saying that it was terrible, because the acting and everything and the cinematography, all of that was great. It was just the storyline. The stuff fell flat for some parts. It wasn't really even that scary. It was stupid to me. It was dragging. I was exhausted afterwards. It just, oh my God. Like, I was just like, girl, what is this shit? What is this shit? Please come save me. And they make it so that you could not just stop watching it. You had to keep on watching until the end. You know what I'm saying? So you guys tell me how you felt about it. I will not watch that again. I will not watch that again. No, the fuck I won't. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. Like I said, if you sat here and you watched this whole video of all these fucking spoilers, because, bitch, I gave you a thorough-ass recap somewhat, okay, bitch, from what I remembered, okay? I'm exhausted. That's on you. Don't get mad, all right? But, yeah, y'all, them. I just hope the Chi is good. Let me get up off of here. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. If you watched it, it's on Amazon Prime. I say watch it. And you come back and tell me how you felt about it, okay? And compare, did we have the same settlements, okay? Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.